Hi, I'm Peter Sanagan from Sanagan's Meat Locker. Today we're going to be taking apart a whole pork loin and we're going to make a nice French roast out of it. Now, if you go to a butcher shop and you find a pork roast like this, you can buy it at a decent price. We're going to remove the skin. One thing you ask for though is make sure the chine bone is taken off. This one has been removed already. You have to ask for that off because that's like the spine of the animal. They will, if it's attached, you won't be able to cut it into chops. So, other than that though, it's a pretty simple procedure. We're just going to take our knives and take the skin right off. This, by the way, is a pig that's been fed with whey from the cheese making process. So the fat on this is just beautiful, super creamy and smooth and rich. And take that right off. Now that fat there, we can render that down if you want with the skin, bake it in the oven, and then after all the fat's gone, fry it really hard back in its own fat and make chicharron or crispy pork skin. Really nice. You want to remove any bits of this bone on this side. Just bring it right down. Take that right off. Then we're going to take off what's called the fat cap here. You want to leave some of the fat on that pork rack, but just not too much, or else you'll be obviously eating a little bit too much fat there. So that fat there, we can render that down, use that in cooking. We make sausages out of this with obviously more pork meat, but everything gets used on the animal. That's the whole point. So now we have a lot of that fat cap off, and what we want to do now is what's called Frenching the bone. So we take a little bit of that meat away from that rib bone, take it away, and it has a nice little crown effect to it. So you just take your knife and bring it right down, slip right down about an inch or an inch and a half, all the way down the loin, and then go right in on the other side, along the bone. Okay, that goes into sausage. Then we're just going to bring our knife down in between each bone, down to that little area that we just took off, and cut little U's out of it, if you will. Okay. So now we have our beautiful French pork rack. If you wanted to now, you can cut in between each bone. Because we took that chine bone away, like I mentioned earlier, we can cut in between each bone and have nice pork chops. Beautiful little French pork chop. You get the fat and the interior fat, but that's all super tasty. All right, that aside. And there you have it. That's the French pork rack.